Alright, hello everyone. I'm back with another DVD collection update video. Got mostly horror titles except for one or two things here. So I'm just going to get right into it. First up we have The Last Survivors. This is a post-apocalyptic movie. This one kind of reminds me a little bit of those films like The Road, The Day, Hell, and I guess that's pretty much it. Those were the three films that this one kind of resembles the most. And basically, it's a post-apocalyptic story where, the last remaining people are kind of out there and there's desolate and there's sort of predators and stuff like that. This one is different from those one, though, because it centers on a young girl. And basically, there's no cannibalism in this one. All the other films always had like a hint or they dealt with cannibalism, where this one doesn't. Basically, it's this girl is living out on this farm in the desert. And she's trying to get away. They're trying to get this part for their vehicle so they can get away from the area they're at. At the same time, there's this guy that's he's got this giant water pump system that's pulling water away from all the other farms, and then he comes to those farms and he kills the people because he wants all the water for himself. So she's trying to deal with that as well. I really enjoyed this one. This was pretty cool. This one's almost like a western, almost feels like a modern day western or futuristic western feel to it, and the violence kind of builds in this one. It doesn't start off crazy, it kind of builds to it. I really enjoyed this one a bit. Right, next up we have Demon Slayer. This is from a Roger Corman produced movie. This is a new Concord release, and I mainly picked that up because I don't see too many of these anymore. I mean, like, there's bare bones, not even, bet you it's probably full frame, if not full frame, like, letterboxed or whatever. You can tell this is badly sun-faded. I wasn't going to pick it up because of it, but I don't see too many of these releases anymore, so I figured I'd get it anyways. Pick this one up at Family Video. Alright, next we have Shadow. This is an IFC Midnight release. Been wanting to see this one for a while since I've seen the trailer. Haven't got a chance to watch this one yet, but looking forward to checking this one out. It's kind of like one of those survival type horror movies in the vein of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think this one might be... No, it's in English, so... No. Subtitles Spanish. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it does make sense. I thought this was like a foreign film, but I guess it's not. Let's take a look at this one. Right, next we have The Sand. And I did watch this one, and I gotta give these guys props that made this film, because props for at least not trying to pass this off as like a Blood Beach remake, because this is basically the same storyline as Blood Beach. But this one is kind of cooler in a way because the original Blood Beach was done as a police procedural, which kind of takes away the fun of the story. This one is basically, they got a bunch of kids that are heading off to college, and they spend the night at this beach, and somehow this creature ends up under the sand. And the next morning these people find out that they can't leave the beach without being attacked by this creature. This one was really, really interesting, very, very low budget. The thing that I found the most interesting about this film is a couple of the characters, they wake up the next morning in compromising positions. And one of the characters is a female that she ends up topless, and they really could have exploited it more than they did. But I guess they get props for being tasteful. Although one of the characters does die off screen, which kind of really bothered me because the thing about this movie is what happens when they touch the sand. That's like the big money shot, and this one kind of... skipped on that one death. But all the girls in this movie are hot. They're in bikinis and stuff like that. So if you like cheesy, horror films, this is it. The only name in the cast that I recognized was Jamie Kennedy, and he has a really funny cameo in the middle of this thing that I thought was quite decent. This one I'd recommend maybe is it was on Netflix or something like that. All right. Next we have Love in the Time of Monsters. I started watching this one, but I got really tired and I ended up falling asleep. This is supposed to be a decent movie. I'm going to give this one another chance. This one stars Doug Jones and Kane Hodder, so I'll give this one another chance. Maybe I was just tired or something. I'm not even sure what this one's even about, but didn't make it that far into it. And last up, we have Queen of Blood. And this is another pickup from Family Video. In fact, all these pickups are Family Video pickups. This one I was really interested in because of the artwork. This is kind of a vampire movie. This was directed by Chris Alexander. I guess he's the editor of Fangoria magazine, and I guess he's a real fan of like John Roland films and in Jess Franco films. So this has probably got that kind of feel, supposedly. This one actually comes with another movie, for Irina, which I think is probably like the first version. This might be like a sequel, which is kind of weird that they would kind of tack the original film as a special feature on this. I'm really looking forward to checking this one out. I know it's supposed to be a slow burn movie, or because a lot of Jess Franco's movies, there was like almost no dialogue, and sometimes they're really hard to watch. But I don't know. I was like really excited to get this. All right, guys. I guess that's my update for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you all later.